So today I had a speaking engagement and the topic was close like a woman, how to sell powerfully with grace. And as I was about to speak, the person who organized the speaking engagement told me, Jen, this topic was so hot. We had so many impressions on the website, and I want you to know this topic is really hot. And I was thinking about it and I'm like, it's not a new thing to talk about sales, right? I mean, most entrepreneurs, they've taken some training on sales. Like, training on sales is not a new thing. What is new, what is potentially different, of course, the other shining star that wants to show up for the videos, here he is. There are some other things that are different, and that is talking about it from a feminine point of view, talking about it from a woman's point of view. And one of the things that I mentioned in my hey Sarah, hey David, hey Pete, great to have all of you on. One of the things I mentioned today is, why is it important to learn how to sell as a woman? Right? And so I'm just going to break it down. And I know a lot of men are watching and guys are watching, and you are so welcome to hear this, because I believe that it could really support both men and women to incorporate a little bit more feminine energy in everything that they're doing, because we use our masculine energy all the time, right? So what does feminine energy have to do with sales? Why is that even important? I want to give a little bit of a history lesson here. Women did not enter the workforce. We didn't really enter the business world, at least in the Western world, until World War II, which was 1940s. It's about to be 2020. We have not been in the business world for all that long. And that's something interesting to note. And so when we have all of these different structures, business structures, they were primarily built by men. And the way that we learned how to do business, even in today's corporate landscape, has very much been dominated. It was a man's world until very recently. And there's been a lot more awareness as well in terms of bringing women into the workforce. But we haven't had a conversation. So women are in the workforce now, but they're learning success in a very masculine modeled way, because that's how the structure was built. And sales, it's absolutely true in sales. A lot of the way that people have been learning sales has been in a very masculine way, right? Like, always be closing, right? We've all heard that one, right? Or it's all about the outcome, all about the close. And the close is super, super important. And sales, when you put it like that for a woman, it's just not that attractive, because masculine energy is very, it's naturally competitive, and feminine energy is naturally nurturing. And when I talk about this, just know, men, women, we all have masculine and feminine energy. And, if you're a feminine core woman, or define yourself as a woman, or define yourself as more of a feminine core person, there are certain things in sales that are going to feel better to you than the current culture, literature, knowledge out there on sales. So I want to talk about what it is to invite your feminine energy into sales. And one of the things is nurturing. It is in our nature to nurture. And the way that we get to nurture is through our email list, through putting this, I'm nurturing right now. Like, this is an example of me nurturing potential prospects, clients, or when you're doing bigger deals, when you're selling bigger deals, nurturing your prospects and making sure that you're top of mind. That's a very natural thing for women to do. The other thing is, we are so good at empathy. When we were hunter-gatherer days, it was very imperative that we understood through facial expression, that we sensed how others were feeling, right? And so empathy is another key piece that women have in spades that allow us to be very, very effective in sales. Invite them to the party. And as women, what feels authentic for us? and what doesn't feel authentic for us. A lot of times the women that I work with, the thing that they struggle the most with is the close. Okay, Jen, like I've had a great conversation. I've been able to build trust. I've built rapport. People like really get it. They're really understanding what it is that I'm offering. And then I get to the close and I totally freeze up. Now, there are a couple of reasons that happens. Number one is one thing that's ingrained in us is this whole people pleaser mentality. And it's been ingrained in us through society. And it's also been ingrained in us by like back in the day, back when we were, cave women and our reptilian brain. So I want us to understand first that that is an instinctual thing and we do not have to act on it, right? So the act of asking for money for a lot of people is just like, oh my God, it produces panic, it produces shame. It's like, geez, I'm so scared. And understanding that we survived because we were part of a tribe in our caveman, cavewoman days. And so with that being said, and with that being known, what's really important here is that it's okay to feel fear. And what are the reasons that we feel fear is because if people didn't like us, we would die. That's how it was back in the day. And that is not the reality right now, right? And so just normalizing that, in sales, people are going to totally feel, hey, Kelly, thanks for commenting. Totally feel like fear and dread in the process. And part of it is just learning to be okay with it and learning that it's not something that's so unique to you. Everyone, when they're first learning sales, when they're first starting to get really comfortable in their sales process, feels dread in the close. And the way that you get over that, the way that you get over feeling dread in the close is something that's supernatural to women. Are you ready? It's not about you. Focus on the other person. Focus on being truly of service to the other person, because guess what? If you don't enroll the client that is on the phone with you, they are stuck with a problem that they still do not have a solution for. And that means, a lot of us work with other business owners or other businesses or other entrepreneurs or other like busy people, what have you. And they come to you already. They're already on the phone with you because they believe that you have the solution to their problem. And if you fail, if you know that you can help them, you're absolutely, you know without a shadow of a doubt that you can support them, that you can help them. It is your responsibility to support them, because if you don't support them, then they're back to the drawing board and they have to do more legwork and find the solution for their issue. And so I really take on the role of, yourself as you are providing a service in the sales process. And it's not about you. It's all about them. And the moment that you shift your focus from like, oh my gosh, I'm going to tell them how much this costs, or I'm about to close and whatnot. The moment that you start freaking out about that, realize, okay, it's totally normal. This is an instinctual response. It's because I believe that I will not be liked if I talk about money, because we as women, what are the 3 things we're not allowed to talk about at the dinner table? Politics, religion, and money, right? And so we have been conditioned our whole life to not talk about money. And here we are entrepreneurs and it's like, okay, yeah, go ask people to pay you in exchange for your very valuable services. And that's where we freeze. So just understand that it is a totally 100% normal response. And I think normalizing it and just this happens to everyone really supported me in my sales journey. And then the second thing is, it's not about you. It's about them. And be the solution to their problem, because they already think that you can solve it. That is why they are having a conversation with you. That is why they are on the phone with you. And so those are my tips. And do sales as yourself. A lot of times I talk to entrepreneurs and they're just they feel like they get in the sales conversation mode and they're just like, okay, this is a sales conversation. It's like they put on this white sales coat, and it's no, just be yourself. Allow yourself to be authentic and allow the care that you have for the person to support you in the sales process. And when in doubt in a sales conversation, you're thinking about yourself too much. Focus on the other person. what will serve them best, how can you support them best, and make them the offer with confidence. So thank you all for tuning in. Please share this video if it's useful, if you found some nuggets of wisdom in it, if it supported you. Please share it for your friends, or maybe share it in a group that you're in. And until next time, you can catch me tomorrow at some point. I will be doing another live. And until then, I will talk to you later. Bye.